Hello graduates, family members, friends, and colleagues. I'm Joe Garcia, Chancellor of the Colorado Community College System, and I'm thrilled to extend my most sincere congratulations to this year's graduating class. This year has presented each of you with challenges that have been common to all students over the years, like not enough time, not enough money, or not enough aptitude in math. But you also faced a unique challenge in the form of the pandemic that was unprecedented and unforeseeable. Through it all, you showed your resiliency, determination, and strength. You worked hard, you adapted, and you did not give up. That same grit and perseverance will be there as you face future challenges, and I hope you remember how strong you were this year, and that you can find that strength again when you need it. Now, it's been over 40 years since I graduated from college, but I still remember that day vividly. But what I remember, more than a sense of accomplishment and pride, was a sense of relief. Box checked, degree in hand. But I didn't have a job lined up, and I hadn't applied to graduate school. I didn't know what was next for me. Still, I was a different person because I had that degree. I was a different person because I knew I could face challenges and overcome them. I was a different person because I could imagine a future that was different from my past. All I had to do was keep my eyes open to opportunities and to have the confidence in myself to pursue those opportunities even when they seemed impossibly beyond my reach. Certainly I didn't know everything, but the most important thing I'd learned in college was that what I didn't know, I could learn. Remember that. What you don't know, you can learn. So your next task isn't to know, but to believe. Believe in yourself and have the confidence to try new things, to take risks, and to know that you can persevere, just as you did this year. As a recent president said to a group of graduates, quote, "It's your turn to keep this daringly radical but unfailingly simple notion of America alive. That no matter where you're born or how much your parents have, no matter what you look like or what you believe in, you can still rise to become whatever you want, still go on to achieve great things," end quote. So pursue great things. Never put limits on your dreams, and don't listen to others who try to impose limits upon you. Don't stop learning because you have a degree, and never stop loving because you may have lost someone close to you. The world is big, and there's always room for more knowledge, more love, bigger dreams, and people like you who can learn more, love more, and aim higher. On behalf of the Colorado Community College System, congratulations again on reaching this momentous milestone. From this day forward, you are a college graduate. You are one of our graduates, and we could not be more proud of you. Congratulations, Arapahoe Community College, class of 2021.
It has been my honor to serve as your student government president this past year, and I was humbled when asked to speak at our graduation. I want to begin by thanking a few important people. First and foremost, I want to thank Kenneth for being the best twin that anybody could ask for. Thank you Rachel, Julie, Rochelle, Mariah, Eric, Sierra, Lucas, Gabe, Allie, Dan Balski, and my entire ACC family. I would not be joining you today as a fellow graduate if it were not for the support system around me. I want to take some time to share with you the importance of using your voice. I did not find mine overnight. In fact, it took me until the age of 23 to truly discover the power of my voice. If I were to give myself a single title, it would be advocate. Through my work in advocacy, I found the power that my voice could have. I've used my voice here at ACC, serving my peers in various roles in our student government. I've represented all Colorado College students as a liaison with the Colorado Department of Higher Education. I have also been lucky enough to work on both state and federal legislation to fight for mental health services, women's rights, and cancer research. In all of these roles, I have tried to advocate for the greater good of all. I have two significant takeaways from my work in advocacy. First, success is not simply defined by reaching your goal, but also by what you learn along the way. Regardless of the life plans you have, things will not always go as you expected. and adapting to unforeseen changes will be necessary. Failure only occurs when you give up and stop trying. For example, take a moment and think back to when you first set off to start college. I would venture to guess that for many of you, things have not panned out exactly how you would have expected them to. Like many graduating, our lives have seemingly been in a constant state of change. We are ending our time at ACC and beginning the next phases of life, all while the world faces a pandemic. Adapting to the challenges that we have faced has allowed us to become the graduates we are. The second takeaway from advocacy is that you must be willing to use your voice if you want to create change. Whether you will be continuing on as a student and using your voices on campus, within your community, or even on more prominent stages in life, your voice matters. Many people in life will tell you to be quiet and will insist that it is not your place to speak up. I encourage you to fight against those notions. While listening is essential, speaking up for what you believe in is equally, if not more, important. Take time to find your voice. You do not need to be famous, wealthy, or be in a position of power to speak up. Never underestimate the impact that you can make. You are not just a student. You are not only one person. You are a voice, and once the power of that voice is realized, it can be empowering and impactful. I want to share with you a quote from the former First Lady Michelle Obama. Every day, you have the power to choose our better history by opening your hearts and mind, by speaking up for what you know is right. Each one of you has the opportunity to stand up and speak up for what you think is right. Do not be afraid to speak up for injustices you see happening in the world around you. Do not be scared to speak out against hate and wrongs that you believe need to be made right. We have the capability to help one another, to be the voices for the voiceless. As new grads moving into the next chapter of our lives, I implore you to think about all the ways that you can create positive change in the world by using your voices for the greater good. Thank you, and congratulations, we did it.
I want to thank you all for having me here today. It's an honor to speak at any commencement, but especially this one. In what every advertiser, spam emailer, and talking head has reminded us over the last year are uncertain times, I'm happy to return to my favorite annual moment, watching you walk across this stage to accept your degree or certificate. I hope that this act marks an important moment in your own personal timeline, a memorable ritual that after a year of strange new markers and memories signifies something good in what we can all agree was a very weird year. I've thought a lot about this speech and what I might say. A commencement speech should reflect the work and effort graduates put into this moment, and there is no way I can offer anything that echoes what you've done to get here in the midst of a tumultuous year. You've shifted and pivoted and Zoomed and WebExed and Wi-Fi'd and worked your way to these degrees and certificates. And it feels like this speech should be a memory you can carry to uplift and honor that. Graduation speakers strive to impart valuable life lessons, which are often forgotten in the excitement of post-graduation selfies and celebrations. So I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'd like to recognize what so many of you have taught me this year. You've shown me TikToks and memes and encouraged me, when my kids handed me a cat during our Zoom lecture, to take the time to introduce our pets. You've taught me to mute and unmute when necessary, and that being in quarantine doesn't mean we can't see each other. It just means we get to wear pajamas to virtual class. You've welcomed me into your home and seen a variety of corners of mine. You've taught me how to create a community of support in whatever modality we have available. You've welcomed and honored the variety of ways we all show up and make space for everyone in our classes. Most significantly, you've shown me how to show up when it matters, how to march and protest, and then come home and open up that book to read or that blank Word document to write. You've taught me to reach out, taught me to listen, taught me resilience. In the hardest year of my career, you've taught me to show up and do the thing, because you've shown up and done the thing. That's powerful. Today, you will walk out with more than just a degree. It is a kind of power. In his 1963 talk for teachers, James Baldwin identified the great paradox of education, that it acts as a civilizing force into what can be an uncivil society, and that it was, in fact, our challenge to use our education to change society. And of course, we all remember what Spider-Man Peter Parker and Miles Morales say about power and responsibility. But really, with this power of education, what are our responsibilities? Poet Audre Lorde said, "Life is very short. What we have to do must be done in the now." And so here, now, with power and responsibility, what's next for us? For me, I think of my favorite Kurt Vonnegut character, the alien robot Salo, who said, "A purpose of human life, no matter who is controlling it, is to love whoever is around to be loved." This year, we've learned that everything we do has an effect on everyone around us, and that our whoever extends beyond ourselves and our households. To love is a radical act, and in times like this, choosing who to love is also a radical act. Salo's whoever carries the challenge of loving your community, your whole community, especially those that our schools and cities and nations have not historically uplifted and honored, or those we've been taught not to see or hear. As we explore who and how to love, we should also remember that 21 years ago, author Bell Hooks challenged us to engage in a return to love. Love, she described, was something that manifests not in chocolate or roses, but that love is as love does. Love is an act of will, namely both an intention and an action. Our communities need you. As you leave us now, with this education and economic opportunity, I hope the certificate or degree in your hand acts as a reminder of the love we owe each other. I invite you to use this power to, as my farmer uncle back in Nebraska would say, roll up those sleeves and get at it. Think of this like your last bit of homework for us. There's no due date, and you don't have to hand it in, but I know we sure would like to hear about it. So get out there. Connect with your community, and as love does, do the good things. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2021.
It is my pleasure to welcome you to the 54th Commencement Ceremony of Arapahoe Community College. I am Diana Doyle, President for ACC. What a happy occasion this is for all of you and for ACC's faculty and staff. We must celebrate with you a bit differently this year due to the COVID-19 guidelines and our desire to maintain everyone's health and well-being. But know that you are all quite special no matter how we celebrate. And since I will be retiring as president this June, you all will have a special place in my heart as my ultimate graduates. While this year's graduation is a bit unconventional due to the restrictions placed upon us by this pandemic, this ceremony is no less important than any other year. You have worked hard to complete your studies, especially under unusual and unprecedented circumstances this year, and you deserve to be recognized for your accomplishments. At this time, it is my honor to give a shout out to ACC's Phi Theta Kappa students wearing gold tassels and stoles, members of the National Society of Leadership and Success wearing a platinum stole and platinum and black tassel, and graduates wearing red, white, and blue honor cords signifying their service in the military. We thank you for your service. Graduates, please indulge me for a few more minutes. You successfully have completed a great challenge. Finishing a college degree amidst all that is going on in your life is no easy feat, and it was even more compounded for most of you this year by having to learn and study remotely from home. But in spite of all these challenges, I'll bet each of you considers it very much worth the effort. You are here today ready to celebrate your proud accomplishments. This didn't all happen by accident. It is a combination of your persistence and dedication, and also because other people in your life supported you, encouraged you, challenged you, and gave you opportunities. I ask that you now take a moment to think of your family, friends, and the ACC faculty and staff who helped get you to where you are today, and find a way to thank them for supporting you. Like community college students across the nation, ACC students come from all walks of life. The students graduating this year succeeded while balancing the life of a student with life itself, and through a worldwide pandemic. Graduates, will you please raise your hand if you are the first in your family to receive a college degree? Thank you. Will you please raise your hand if you also had to homeschool children this year while under COVID-19 stay-at-home orders? Will you please raise your hand if you are planning to attend a four-year college or university after leaving ACC? Will you please raise your hand if you are going into the workforce or the military after leaving ACC? Will you please raise your hand if a family member has attended ACC with you? Will you please raise your hand if you are raising a family while going to ACC? And will you please raise your hand if you were working at a job while going to ACC? I recognize that most of you personify more than one of these factors. Way to go! Education will open many doors for you. Along with the benefits that your degree brings comes responsibilities. People who know me know that I don't give advice, but instead I give challenges, because people don't often take good advice, but it's hard to resist a good challenge. So I have 3 challenges for you today as you move forward. First, give back. You've reached this accomplishment because people believed in you, and more importantly, you believed in yourself. Now it's your turn to take the lead by serving as a positive role model for others. You can give back by being successful. Share your knowledge and talents, whether you're moving on to higher levels of education, entering the workforce, or moving up in your career. Giving support and encouragement to others so that they too may reach their dreams. You can engage in community service, reach out to a worthwhile civic organization, a youth program, or community activity. Giving back not only makes a difference in the lives of others, but it also makes you a better person as well. Second challenge, and it's pretty simple, remember to look up. We have become a society of people who are constantly looking downward, whether to read a text message, send an email, or follow our family and friends on social media. By doing so, we miss a lot of what life has to offer. So look up often and become a part of what's going on around you. Third challenge, strive to learn something new as often as you can. Learning doesn't stop with graduation. It's lifelong. Learning something new keeps you current in your field, broadens your perspective about others who may be different from you, opens up opportunities, keeps life interesting, and most importantly, makes you a more interesting person. Your attendance at ACC has given us the pleasure of helping you succeed in reaching your goals. In return, I'd like to leave you with the gift that someone once shared with me, and that is the gift of 3 bones. That's right, B-O-N-E-S. First, a backbone, so that you will always be able to make the tough decisions and stay strong, even in the face of adversity. Second, a funny bone, so that you will always keep your sense of humor, even when life throws you a curveball. And third, a wishbone, so that you will always dare to have dreams and have the courage to pursue them. Eleanor Roosevelt said, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." To you, I say, keep dreaming. Graduates, we are proud of you and we honor you today. It is my pleasure to congratulate the 2021 graduates of Arapahoe Community College. You may now move your tassels from right to left. Peace and be well.